Morning guys, welcome back to our channel. Today is one of our last days here in Portugal before flying home tomorrow. And we saved, I think, maybe the best for last. The Sintra area of Lisbon, we are told, is beautiful. And the first thing we're gonna go see is Pena Castle.
Pena Castle is one of the most beautiful castles I've seen in the picture. And we might have time to see 3 castles.
We're gonna see, there's a ton of castles and things to see in Pena. You can probably spend 2 or 3 days, but as always, we're gonna jam it into one. So come with us. All right, here we go, taking the crazy big hill up to the castle. We just grabbed a bolt from our hotel, but if you start in Old Town Sintra, there's buses that will take you up.
We make it to Pena Castle, and because we came early,
there's nobody here, but they are coming in, so let's go get our tickets.
So we're gonna go, let's go. I'm so excited to see the Pena Castle.
All right, so they got a little bus that will take you up to the castle. It is surrounded, as you come in, is the gardens all over, but we're gonna try the lazy approach and go to the top and walk down to see the gardens. It's about 9:30 now. We have an 11:30 time for the castle. There's time starts. And the other thing we noticed is we got here about 8:50 or right at 9 o'clock, and there was nobody in line to get tickets. And now it's like 9:15 and the entire queue is full of people. So I would get here right at 9 or maybe just a hair before. Are we tight enough in this bus, baby?
Yes, but it's open.
It is, it's nice. And you have to pay for it separate. €3 each way?
No, both ways.
So we gotta keep that ticket?
Yes.
Wherever I just put my bus ticket?
Yes.
Oh, cool though. Open roof bus. What? Is there any trees behind me there?
They are, but they are very high up. No trees. See, they come on the car all the way up here.
Employees or something, or probably. Nice little signboard here explaining the castle. In 1838, with his own personal fortune, King Ferdinand II acquired the former monastery. And that's what he built his castle here. So there's 2 bus routes that go along here. The one we just took is €3. It takes you from the ticket center, pulls you all the way uphill to the top of the castle. And then there's a different bus, which is free, that takes you all the way back down to the bottom of the hill. It's a beautiful castle. I love all the bright colors on the outside. All the tile work and the bright colors.
I think we're gonna still walk up. Looks like
You
we're
think
going
we can
back
use
down.
our bus tickets again? And
I don't know.
when we get to the bottom and have it pull us back uphill again? So we're walking around exploring the garden here around Pena Castle. Pena Castle. Found these really cool storyboards about the different wildlife around here and what you can find. It's actually a really beautiful place, a really nice manicured garden with walking paths. So this one explains to you that this red line here is actually the castle property grounds and all the gardens. And then the green line is like a buffer protected zone. So this whole area here is sort of like a national park, I guess, or a national forest. It's all protected land. So just walking around the garden, trying to follow some of the signs, but the signs are not that great. You'll see one and it'll say, greenhouses 1,000 meters this way. And then you'll see a sign ever again. And then there's 3 roads. So a little hard to find your way around. And being that there's timed entrances to the castle, you don't want to get too far removed or lost.
It's pretty, but it's insane. We don't know where to go.
It goes forever, I think. It's like a giant forest. Not sure what we found, but we found something.
And it's a better view of a castle from here.
Yeah, maybe some sort of gazebo or some type of building. Let's see if it tells us anything when we get closer.
The construction of this temple was, which was a gift from King Ferdinand's father to his son, began in 1844. This is a classically structured building with a cylindrical central body covered by double cupola, painted yellow on its exterior. The surrounded porch is supported by 12 columns set out in a circular layout, and alternative between two types of capital.
So it's just a building as a gift. So this is just known as small chapel here. Sort of cute, just tucked into the garden. It's one of the original structures up here before it was turned into a palace. This place is amazing. Just garden paths going every which direction and hardly any signage to where you're going. So you can really see how big all these groups are. This is the 11 o'clock group, just getting ready to go in right now. So we got about another half hour before our tour time. Wow. So that's the 11 o'clock just going in, and we're the 11:30 group, and we're still like 50th in line. Yay, it's finally like 11:35 and they finally allowed us to go in, and that was unpleasant. The entire line was just baking in the sun. All right, but it's gonna be worth it because it's gonna be absolutely beautiful inside, right? And even the castle is all uphill.
Yes, and I don't think they have elevators.
Nope, it's old. Well, it was started as a monastery. And King Ferdinand II made it a castle.
And they didn't have gyms on that time, so this one was their gym. Interior?
So we're going to explore the outside first. There's also the inside to go explore. Ooh, and don't forget to take your anti-inflammatory in the morning.
Oh my God, it's so busy.
So this is with entrance only every half hour, so it's staggered and still just packed in here. It really is pretty.
It is pretty, very colorful.
Yeah, yellow and red, and then the tile work in between.
I think it's the most colorful castle I ever seen.
I would agree with that, me too. And it's just built right, see the granite block right there? That's probably part of the natural hillside here.
Look at the view from here.
Oh wow, that's a great view. You can see how big the surrounding forest and gardens are. My understanding is most of this is all protected land. And somewhere out there, there's a couple more castles and fortresses hidden. These are really cool tiles here. They're three-dimensional.
This side the same.
Are they the same over here? No, they're a little different. Some sort of, I don't know what that's supposed to be, but it's Portuguese because that's supposed to represent the 5 kingdoms conquered. Well, that's a crazy mythical creature up there. He has fish for feet and a tree for a head. It's pretty crazy. And everything down here is like coral. Yeah, it's like fake coral made out of concrete. Or maybe chiseled out of granite. Not sure. It's amazing how well preserved it is though.
So it's the end of the mermaids, 16th century.
Is that what that's supposed to represent?
Yes.
Alright, so we came inside the castle because we are tired of being burnt by the sun outside. So, it's a Wednesday and the castle is absolutely packed. I think it's because yesterday was a national holiday and it was closed. But there was just way too many people in here. So busy.
Refectory of the Hieronymus monks converted by King Ferdinand II into the dining room of the palace intimate circle. The room is lined with tiles and fabrica rosera and furniture made to order by Casa Barbosa Costa Lisbon in 1866.
Like a lot of these old castles, they have a lot of the rooms set up with either original artifacts or artifacts that have been brought in later for the displays. Really cool central courtyard here. Probably the cistern is underneath.
You can see the beautiful clock
Tower, yeah, the clock tower. That's cool.
which is the wrong timing.
Never seen a mural like that before.
The Palace of Pena was one of the first royal residences to be fitted with special facilities for sanitation and designated for personal body hygiene by King Carlos.
Like a giant seat hole, and they called it a toilet, I guess.
They just water their plants and it's dripping under.
Well, this is the cistern, so all the water that falls on the castle comes into the middle and falls down the drain in the middle, and that's where they collect their rainwater.
Original niche of the monastery of Our Lady of Pena, with walls and vaultons, shells and porcelain fragments, where the clay sculptures of Saint Jerome was kept. It was later used as a storeroom.
There's just a lot of interesting details. This is like an octopus tentacle, I guess.
So cool. The upper floor of Manuelin Monastery was originally divided into 14 cells. Ferdinand II had them restructured.
Always interesting
This was the first palace bathroom and dates to the time of King Ferdinand II. Behind the door and the end is the toilet. The chair.
These castles that were all sort of renovated up until the early 1900s, 1910, 1920, always have this interesting and eclectic mix of different
But this bedroom was the
styles and
secretary.
furnitures. Oh, this is a cool room. It's probably the neatest room.
The bedroom of Ferdinand II and the Countess of Edla in the decades between 1860 and 1880. In the early 90s, the room became the bedroom of Queen Amelia. The decorative finish and neo-Moorish style. 17th centuries to 19th centuries.
Now we're in the dressing room of Queen Amelia. And it was this way from 1860 to 1880, I guess.
On the walls and ceiling, the plaster imitates wood with star motifs above. The same motifs are also identifiable on the wooden tile flooring.
Very interesting. Some of these are just painted. They're just murals. They're not a plaster, but the roof is. It's also another painted plaster walls. Oh yeah. Well, not exactly, but sure. we found a cool balcony to step out onto. The views from this castle are beautiful, but it is really just way too packed to be here today.
That's our guide yesterday told us, if you want to see the city from up, this is the place, it's not the other castle. But I like the other one too.
St. George Castle?
The St. George Castle was
right in Lisbon?
Yeah.
This place is just too busy. It might be because yesterday it was closed for Freedom Day here, April 25th, but way, way too busy. Oh, there's a cafe over there. It's a really cool clock tower, but I don't think it keeps time anymore. So we're gonna go back inside, finish up the inside of the castle. It's interesting, but nothing that'll blow you away. The outside's more interesting.
ceremony room.
Small little ceremony room, really cool. Sort of like, the whole thing used to be a monastery, but now we got one little room for it. So, that should be a small beer, and that's a large beer. So now we're in the Great Hall, as it's known. Sort of interesting. It's pretty cool stained glass. So this is the portrait of King Ferdinand II to 1816 to 1885. Some of his artifacts in here. And let's see here, this is Edward, I believe. Emilio and Manuel II. There we go. And down, 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 down. Also, if you're more than maybe 6'4", you're gonna have to duck in certain areas. Hey, we made it out.
We got to the kitchen.
Yeah, we got to the
Here
kitchen.
It is. I want this.
You want a
pork.
pig-shaped baking dish.
The main kitchen is served at the
Alright.
palace. At the back, and there are 3 chimneys interlinking with a 3-wood fire stove, of which only 2 survive. At the back, on the right, there is an oven. The copper utensils are marked with the symbols PP, Palace of Pena, and the crowded monogram of King Ferdinand II.
Well, don't know if we finished the inside tour, but we found an exit spiral staircase, so we took it.
Yeah, we're going out because it's too crowded and not that much to see.
It's really too crowded. You can't even enjoy yourself, you're so crowded. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
We pick a lot of stuff. Food and pastry, they look so yummy, so tasty. And it cost us
Just this?
Yeah.
21.60 euros.
So we just finished up having lunch here at the cafe at Pena Castle. It's pretty good. We had the pork and rice and a couple of pastries and a beer, because beers are just as much as Coca-Cola's.
Or a water.
Or water. Now we're going to make our way to another castle. My phone says it's a 12-minute walk away to the castle gate, but it looks like a heck of a walk upstairs. So stay with us while we find the next thing to do here.
Mori Castle.
Mori Castle, that's where it is. All right, guys, we're just finishing up our time here at Pena Palace. What do you think of it, baby?
I think it's way nicer from the outside. The inside is not that
It's not special
for
enough.
how long you have to wait
Yes.
online to go see it.
Right.
Even with the tickets with the special timing on it, we had like 11:30.
It's just crazy
and
busy.
It took us 2 hours to visit it, and it's like actually a 5 minutes walk through if you don't have people ahead of you.
It's just so busy. I would buy the garden ticket and just check out the outside of the castle and the surrounding gardens. Because as you can see, all these people have been waiting in line for the 1 o'clock entry. And now the 1:30 is starting to line up and you're just in the sun the entire time getting baked. Mind you, it's cool. Like, it's hard to tell people not to go see something cool, but as far as seeing the inside, you can probably skip it. The only down part is, it's sort of hard to even get up this close unless you buy the castle ticket.
The garden ticket.
Yeah.
If you get the garden, you can come over here and you go to the gift shop.
Yep.
And you see all of this like we're going through now.
That's what I would do. I would buy the garden ticket, ask to go buy something at the gift shop, and you get the same view. Because otherwise, you're going to be like we were, like these poor people just baking in the sun.